Bernard, it's horrific to see and hear the reports out of Nigeria. Can you shed some light on what's happening there?
Yeah, thanks for the invitation, Rita. Nigeria is a country of 200 million people, basically half Christian, half Muslim. And for 15 or so years now, this sort of situation has gone on. We've got a story from June this year. 200 Christians who had been displaced already were sleeping in a church. They were locked in that church while they slept. The church was set ablaze, and those who tried to escape were either massacred or shot or macheted as they left. So there's a real situation for people. These are not uncommon stories, but then you've got situations of just discrimination, can't get a job, can't get into politics, can't buy land for the Christian churches. So this is not a situation that's new. It's been going on, and I think maybe the world's starting to sit up and have a look.
Well, some of the footage coming out of that country is just horrific. We can't even play it. I can't even describe some of it. Yeah. It is that shocking. And President Donald Trump has announced the US will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria if its government continues to allow the killing of Christians.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
That was the president earlier today, and overnight the New York Times reported that the military has started drawing up some plans to quell the violence. It's a very difficult situation because airstrikes are possibly not feasible. What is the best help that the United States can provide in this current situation?
I have to say that I think even President Trump coming out and saying something has already been immensely helpful, because people are speaking about, they're hearing about, they're debating the question, what's going on there. And, you know, we hope for just leaders who do good things, and I think it's good that someone's coming out and just saying something who's got a very large microphone to straight up. That's a benefit. Whether or not we go in is a whole other question, but this is moving things in a good direction.
And you said the population there is almost 50-50 Christian, Muslim. Why are the Christians so persecuted? Why don't they have the protection, the power? How are they being not only discriminated against, but in some cases slaughtered? Yeah,
it's a good question. This is not like Pakistan, where you've got a tiny minority of Christians. It's half-half. Until 2023, only 2 years ago, politicians ran on a Christian-Muslim ticket. 2023, there was a Muslim ticket that went up. So we've got basically all areas of political and military governance is now governed by Muslims. We have Sharia law in 12 of 36 states from the year 2000. So it's starting to feel to the Christians like, well, this isn't really, we're not really welcome in our home. At the worst level, you've got these sort of massacres. At the general day-to-day level, you've got really, are we welcome here to get a job? Christian children, women have to wear the hijab right through that. Their female schooling, Christian catechists can't be in school, Islamic catechists can. So there's not an equality of person, and the Nigerians are feeling that.
Oh, absolutely. Now, international watchdog group Open Doors has reported nearly 70% of Christians killed for their faith last year were in Nigeria. Groups like Boko Haram, Islamic State and West Africa Province and Fulani militants are blamed for most of these attacks, targeting Christians, often farmers. Rights group estimate that there are between 4,000 and 8,000 Christian deaths annually, murders annually. And we've got the Nigerian president refusing to address this violence. He said that the characterisation of Nigeria as religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality, nor does it take into consideration the consistent and sincere efforts of the government to safeguard freedom of religion and beliefs for all Nigerians. What's your response to that? Because there has been so many world leaders really declining to tackle this issue. We've got Donald Trump now coming forward and putting it on the agenda. But where has the UN been? Where has the Pope been? Where has been the international attention on this issue?
No one seems to want to put their finger in it. For whatever reason, it's very complex. It's not just simply Christians and Muslims. There's a whole raft of things. But you're talking now 60 to 100,000 people that have died in the last decade. That's not just farmers fighting over land. There's something deeper there. I mean, the president came out, he said what he said. It's a political response. They do have religious protections in their constitution, but it's not the experience on the ground. So you can say what you want, but the Christians are standing in the graves of their loved ones, begging for help, and no one's really listening. So I think the president really needs to listen to his people. And really, I mean, there's not an election for 2 years, but there needs to be a bit more of a recurrence to the Christians, an allowance for the Christians to live their life. Otherwise, they're really going to feel like they've got nowhere to go, which is really how they feel now.
And we've seen that experience in so many parts of the Middle East already, where the Christian population has plummeted.
Decimated.
Decimated, absolutely. Now, your organisation has launched an emergency appeal for Christians in Nigeria. Can you tell me about where those donated funds will go?
Yeah, sure. Aid to Church in Need has been around about 80 years. We've been working in Nigeria for decades now. But as of this moment, a couple of key things we're trying to do, which are worth mentioning, which we don't usually do, is really security for priests, religious leaders. Like, we're putting up fences around seminaries and around convents. We're keeping buying enclosed vehicles for priests so they can get out to their people, because on bikes and bicycles, they're really at risk of attack. The second one, we've got 2 to 3 million people living in IDP camps, internally displaced people now. Most of them don't even have sleeping mats, so all that comes with that, not being able to sleep, not the bugs, the infections. So we're trying to sort of work with those people, bring them material aid, but also we're a pastoral foundation, bring them material aid, give them pastoral support, give them really hope in their situation. These are people of great hope.
It's incredible, and I think so many of our viewers will want to back this, because people are just being so shocked and heartbroken by the plight of Christians in Nigeria. Bernard Atunji, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Rita. Appreciate it.